what's up? I'm here with Scarcrow Joe. What day is it? Tuesday? On a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Hello. Happy to be here.
All right. So tell everybody who you are and what you do. I know that's a long question. But that's okay.
So I am Scarecrow Joe. I co-host with Azzy on Obscura Undead. I am also the creative director there and the founder of Gateway Goth Events out of St. Louis. I do a lot more than that, but I could just go on and on and on. So we'll just keep it to 2 hats for now.
All right. So tell me, what is Gateway Goth Events?
Gateway Goth Events is a small event organization. It's kind of community led that is out of St. Louis. Founded it back in like 2018, I believe. Mm-hmm. And we just kind of throw community events for people to get to know each other, for goths, alt people, just anybody who's kind of darkly inclined, doesn't really march to the beat of society. And that's about it. That's about it. We're kind of getting back into the swing of things after the pandemic. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, I gotcha. What is the first goth song you ever remember hearing?
That was probably Burn by The Cure after I picked up the Crow soundtrack when I was still living in Cuba.
That's a good pick. Absolutely.
It's a good song.
It is a good song. All right, so you said you're the creative director for Obscura?
Yeah.
Correct. Okay, so what exactly does that entail? What do you do?
Creative director. So basically, what I do for Azzy is I kind of help keep projects on track, make sure that we are following up on ideas that we have after brainstorming brainstorming sessions. And we just kind of like planned like flow charts together to come up with like content creation schedules and video scheduling, upload schedules, things like that. But I'm also the social media manager for Obscura Undead.
All right. So what inspired you to start doing TikToks?
Boredom mostly. There was not a whole lot to do during the lockdown, and I was doing a lot of reading and research and stuff like that, and I wanted to talk about all the cool stuff that I was learning, and then some of it was just like ADHD brain, just like, I'll just start a video and just see where it goes. And some people really liked a lot of the ADHD thoughts that I had. I got kind of a little bit of a following, and then I tried to take on too many responsibilities and started working with this really cool group that's called Grimoire Horror. I started doing some stuff for them, like covering the Yurie, which is basically focused on Asian horror and like Asian horror manga, anime, and stuff like that. I started doing reviewing for that, and I just got overloaded, and I went kaput, and I stopped making stuff for a while, and only recently just kind of started getting back into it. But now doing more YouTube videos than I am TikToks. I'm trying to keep up with the TikToks.
Yeah, I think you have like 10K followers over there.
I think it's about 13K last time I checked.
That's pretty cool. Did you expect to get that much of a following?
No. I actually had like a stupid TikTok that went viral where I was doing a voice impression of Lemon Grab from Adventure Time while I was talking to the cat, and that got like over 2.9 million views or something.
Holy shit.
And yeah, people were saying that I sounded like Morty, not Lemon Grab, and I was just like, don't they sound the exact same? I don't know. Justin Roiland voice or whatever, and now apparently he's canceled. So, what happened?
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
My mouse has a button on the side, and if you accidentally hit it, it goes back a page. I'm like, shit, no! Okay. All right. Tell me about some of the more interesting people that you've met doing goth events.
Oh, wow. So I've met a lot of really cool people.
But, give me a good story.
Okay, so one that I have is from a local here that I guess used to do a lot of photography for Depeche Mode.
Oh, okay.
Back when they were really just starting out. She was living in England, and I guess she like used to bartend at the place where they used to have the Bat Cave. Not during the time; it was like afterward, but the same building. And she started doing photography for them and did like a lot of like event photography. And she was telling me about how she met the love of her life while they were kind of like roadieing and kind of going around with Depeche Mode. And they were absolutely crazy about each other, but they got disconnected. I think it was like in Germany or something like that. And they realized that they never learned each other's real names, only their scene names. So they've never been able to look each other up and have fallen out of touch. It's one of the most poignant stories that I've heard, but that really stayed with me. And I was just like, oh my God. Really connected with her. She's fucking awesome. Oh, can I say that, Paul?
Yeah, you can swear all you want. I don't care.
Okay. I used to be a sailor, so.
Okay. So how did your persona Scarecrow Joe come about, the name, and do you feel like you're playing a persona? Is it just you with a different name, or?
No, I mean, I'm pretty much my authentic self. Like, I may kind of like amplify myself a little bit to play to the camera a little bit, but generally speaking, no. Scarecrow Joe is me. The whole persona came about because like we have like the whole thing, like the scene names, but it was kind of to make fun of like the whole like Raven or like Vlad or like all of, like the cliche goth names, and I was just like, I want a goofy one because like what sounds kind of schmucky and like Joe anybody. I was like, Scarecrow Joe, why not? I've got like a goofy personality anyway, and I just kind of joke around, don't really take myself too seriously. So
Joe Schmo with the goth world.
Kind of, that's like the whole joke behind it.
Yeah.
Backfired a little bit since I came out as non-binary, so we'll kind of see that name. They're like, oh, a dude. It's like not quite.
Not quite. I understand.
Yeah.
If you were an animal, what one and why?
I probably would choose a dolphin simply just because the ocean fascinates me, and I've always wanted to live by the ocean.
You should come up here and visit me on my tropical Maine island.
A lot of dolphins up that way?
Huh?
A lot of dolphins up that way?
You see porpoises once in a while.
Porpoises are cool.
All right. Oh, I'm writing that down because I keep track of the answers people give me for that question. All right. What goals do you have for the next few years as far as, the stuff you're working on?
So the goals that I have, mainly, well, one main one is to relocate. I would love to move somewhere warmer. We're looking at California, potentially Los Angeles, maybe San Francisco. Oh, excuse me. Maybe San Francisco. And otherwise, like locally, I really have been looking into and kicking around the idea of hosting like a Gothic Victorian ball or something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's ambitious, but that is something that we're looking into together with a few collaborators here that we have.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, hopefully we can pull it off. It's a lot of interest.
Oh, that's where it starts, right?
Right.
Did you make that vest you're wearing?
Yes.
Put all the stuff on it?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. Pretty much all of my vests are all DIY projects. I don't think I own a single one that was made for me or that I bought remade. So, yeah.
Are you completely self-taught doing all that stuff, or?
Yeah, actually, I kind of just started getting into it. Well, I had a few people give me like pointers and stuff like that. I had a community. I don't know if, as you mentioned it on the live, where we met.
No.
Okay. So we met in the Gothy Discord for the r/goth subreddit. And I had a lot of friends in there that were kind of like getting into DIY and talking about it and stuff like that,
Mhm.
kind of sharing ideas back and forth. And I just started kind of experimenting with it, specifically with leather at first. So like these right here, I made these. These two I bought from somebody else, but yeah. So we're kind of like swapping notes and
Mhm.
sharing with each other. And we started kind of doing some like that was kind of like what I first started doing TikToks about, was just like some of the techniques that I learned,
Mhm.
and demonstrations, because like I actually made like a whole bondage belt at one point. And I thought, hey, there's a lot of kids out there that want to get into this stuff, but they don't know how. So I figured I'll share some of it from Gothy.
Okay.
So give credit there for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
While we're actually talking about DIY and leather, I'm gonna take a quick second here to promote a buddy of mine. My friend Mr. Agitator from Vias for Villains is making replica masks of his out of leather and selling them, and you should hit him up if you want a mask or a bracelet, which is backwards now, or a bracelet or anything like that. Okay.
Very cool.
Viasforvillains.com. Go look at it.
Nice.
Where can people follow you?
I'm pretty much on every social media as a Scarcrow Joe. It's usually at Scarecrow_Joe, and then there might be an X after it, depending on which social media I'm on. But yeah, I'm on TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky Social, Instagram, and on Facebook.
All
Don't
right.
request my private though.
All right. That's a good question, Amoeba. Amoeba Cat says, how does Obscura Undead find all the bands of the compilation albums?
Oh, that is a wonderful question. So as he kind of has been talking about, they've been kicking around the idea for doing a YouTube video on this. But so we look around a lot on Bandcamp, and we also will follow like major DJs, what they're listening to, friends of ours. We will also look up bands that are on flyers performing with other bands, and we will kind of go check and see if they've got any kind of Bandcamp following, or if they're on a Bandcamp to follow, or if they're on Spotify and stuff like that. Check out bands like that. Sometimes people send us recommendations. Our followers and a lot of our viewers and stuff like that will also recommend bands that are local to their cities and stuff like that. So we find out that way. Our community plays a huge part in it. We cannot underestimate how important community is in finding bands and stuff like that. So if you have a friend, shout them out. It is so important.
Absolutely. Any other questions over in the comment gallery? Let me know. Let's see. What kind of are those actual bones on your earrings?
I actually have no idea what kind of bones.
Okay, I just noticed them. I'm like, what are those?
Yeah, I bought this at the Oddities and Curiosity Expo.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, and they were passing through St. Louis. It was about 2 years ago. But yeah, I have no idea what kind of bones these are. I have no idea.
All right. Trying to think. Is there anything we haven't talked about that you wanted to talk about?
Well, I mean, let's see.
Oh, that is very true, Emily. Saw Cliff and Ivy on your list compilation. They were just on here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, actually, I was really excited when I saw Cliff and Ivy on there, because my partner, Mystic, is also a DJ. They are a huge fan of Cliff and Ivy, because I believe either one of them or both of them are native. And that's like a big part of something, like that's a big part of who we try to support if we can find them. Both my partner and I are native.
All right. Huh?
And so we try to support our community.
Oh, absolutely. You have to.
We're tiny.
Do you have what message do you have for anybody who might watch this at any point?
How about this? Be yourself unapologetically, because in order to build relationships with people, in order to have friends, you have to be vulnerable to build trust. And if you are not your authentic self around people, you are never going to find anybody who connects to you in an authentic way. And I wish somebody had told me that 20 years ago.
Absolutely. All right. Emily, you got anything else over in the comments?
Who's Emily?
That's Amoeba Cat.
Mm-hmm.
She's a good friend of mine. She actually is kind of sort of works for my company a little bit. My Moonburns Productions. She helps a little bit here and there when she has time.
Nice to meet you, Emily.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Absolutely great advice. I think that's something not enough people get to hear.
I feel like it's very important in the goth community too, because we're all people who try to be authentically ourselves. But I do think that there are some people too that will get into the community trying to find themselves, but they're also kind of scared to still be themselves because they want to live up to the expectation of being goth.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like enough people are saying like, hey, you can be yourself here too. And
exactly. I feel like there's a major like stigma about being goth enough.
Yeah. Goth is not supposed to replace your personality.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And you're allowed to like things other than just, Sisters of Mercy.
Exactly. And you are allowed to like the things that you like outside of goth too.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Not all of us are just spooky 24/7.
No. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't watching a Disney movie a couple nights ago.
Exactly. Like if I was spooky all the time, would I be able to hug my cat? No.
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 How do you spookily hug a cat?
Yeah, we're not all Wednesday Addams.
Yeah, exactly.
Wednesday Addams a caricature. It's not an archetype.
Exactly. All right. You got anything else to talk about on here? I kind of ran out of stuff.
Oh, I would like to shout out our unobscured compilation that we recently put out, and we worked really, really hard on that, and so did all the bands that submitted their tracks. And I absolutely would. It would mean the world to us if you would go and support those bands and give them a follow, listen to their music, buy our comp or don't. But please look up the bands on the comp. They are all freaking amazing, and all the music that they submitted was fantastic. We were all blown away by this compilation. There was not a single track that was not amazing.
So how long did it take to, compile it together and stuff?
Well, it usually takes about 2 months, 2 to 3 months, and we're still in the middle of kind of putting together parts of it. It's released, but they're with every compilation, we try to really do like a big promo blitz for all of the bands. So we're going to be doing a little like these micro videos, just kind of talking about the different bands and stuff that they worked on, where they're from, talking a little bit about their story, which is always exciting to me because I love learning about new bands and their influences and their inspirations and all that stuff. And it's just a lot of fun. But generally, it takes probably about 2 months of really brutally going through and listening to everything, answering emails and all that. And it's a lot of work when we do the comp, but it's always so freaking fun too. Like I get excited for it every year because there's just I learn about so many new bands every year, and I love new music, so I'm always excited for that.
Yeah, I hear you there. That's why I listen to Obscure Undead mixes every time they come out. I'm like, let's listen to some shit I haven't heard yet.
Well, thank you. I might be doing some mixes on the YouTube channel. Mine will probably Mine probably won't be as regular as Azzy's because Azzy's the one that does the regular mixes. So
Right.
like you'll know when it's mine. But we have slightly different tastes. Azzy is a lot more like goth rock and death rock, while I'm more like death rock and like super synthy, dreamy. I like a lot of like the more electronic stuff, and I don't know, that stuff just, I don't know, it makes my brain purr. I freaking love synthy stuff. So I'm really into dark wave synth pop. So of course I'm a Vision Video fan.
Yeah.
So this comes with the territory. Vision Video, yeah.
Yeah.
We love our goth dad.
We do love that.
But
I was trying to be good and not even bring him up.
If you gotta bring him up, look, he's right behind you, looking over your shoulder.
Speaking of which, I used my Goth Dad eyeshadow palette today to get this lovely purple and orange. Definitely recommend.
I'll get my palette eventually. Trying to save up right now. Money's a little tight around here.
I understand so much. I had to take the dog to the vet last week, and it was a $430 bill.
Ooh, is the dog okay though?
She's okay. She just has like chronic ear infections, and they're like, "Well, how about we try this med and this med and this med?" Guess what? That's gonna be like $430, and I'm like, "Oh,
ouch."
Yeah.
Oh, I hope the dog gets feeling better and doesn't have as many ear infections. That's horrible. Ugh.
Yeah, it's like almost every day cleaning thick, dark, goopy crap out of her ears. It's horrible.
Ugh. That's rough.
That's what happens when you have a lab shepherd with massive floppy ears.
Yeah, yeah, it's the hair. They get like impacted hair or something like that. It's horrible. Poor dog.
The meds seem to be working, but so far, but it's just like I took her to the vet on payday and was down to my last $20 on payday.
Ouch, that hurts.
So I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're trying to save up. We've got a trip coming up next month. I'm gonna try and go down to Florida and meet up with Azzy finally and work on some stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a trip. And check out Tampa.
I see you, just like the video. Hi, Nick. I was just advertising your masks. Hi. All right. There's a couple people watching. Emily, anyone else? Anything else before we wrap this up?
Questions,
concerns, tips?
Any band recommendations? Always love those.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah. Yes, no, yes, no. I guess not. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on. This was fun. It's nice to like actually get to talk to you because I've just, seen you online for like a couple of years.
Yeah. And I pop in and out of the Discord, so I'm sorry about that. Try to keep an eye on it, but sometimes I just forget. And I'm one of those.
I assume if anything major was going on, someone would directly contact you.
I'd hope so.
I only pop in and out there too, so if I see anything, I'll message you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I guess I don't know if you wanted to tell that story, how you ended up a mod of that Discord.
Oh, yeah, that's a fun one. So I used to be friends with well, not used to. I used to talk to Dusty's partner, Scarlett, pretty regularly. We met on a website called Space Hay, which is kind of like a MySpace clone. It's pretty cool. You should check it out sometime if you don't have an account on there or whatever. But we used to talk on there a lot more. And we during this time, Dusty and Vision Video were starting to get like really popular and get a lot of traction. And everybody started meeting Dusty that was in my friends group and stuff like that. And my partner Megan had mentioned that Dusty was in a band, and that it was really good. So I checked it out
Mhm.
and I liked it. So I became aware of Dusty, and everybody around me all of a sudden started meeting Dusty and becoming friends with Dusty. And we're like, I started getting compared to people, or people started comparing me to Dusty. And it was really weird because I was just like popping up everywhere. How are you like meeting everybody? Like, just like, is this like, it was like, oh, it was just crazy. And I just kept hearing about it. And lo and behold, like Scarlett, as we're talking sometimes, she meets Dusty, and it was just like, I think I'm getting kind of feelings for him and stuff like that. And I was just like, what? Like, no, you met Dusty too? It's so wild. It's like got surreal, like it was like a fever dream. And all of a sudden, like Scarlett's gushing one day, and there's like, we admitted to each other that we have feelings and we're gonna date now. And I was just like, what? Like, it's just everywhere, you know? And then like this was like whenever Inked in Red blew up too. It's like it was just like Dusty everywhere. And then finally, after like the point that it started to feel like if we even interacted, like the world was going to explode or something, like there was like some sort of like quantum force keeping us from ever like actually directly crossing paths, we finally became friends. And then I was invited to moderate on the Discord, and so I started helping out there. But yeah, it was really crazy how like so many people met Dusty, and I just kept hearing about him. But it's just like how have I not crossed paths with you yet? Like even Azzy and Mouse had like done like an interview with them, so it's just like, what? I actually did suggest that we interviewed him like long before they actually got around to doing it. So yeah, I wanted to meet Dusty. I was really excited, especially when I found out that he was a veteran too.
Yeah,
because there's not a whole lot of us in the scene, especially ones that wear makeup and are very openly feminine and stuff. But yeah, it was really cool. But yeah, Dusty is like seriously one of the nicest people I've ever met, and
absolutely
just a very genuine person. And I absolutely love the effect that they have had on the scene. Azzy and I are both very appreciative, and credit his work with Emily for making the scene just a lot more friendly. It just kind of broke the stereotype that goths all have to be serious all the time. Dramatic.
Oh yeah, just have we're undead vampire just going
out and staring at the moon.
Dead. Just standing in the corner moodily. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm all about that.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure, Amoeba. That's so crazy. Small world. Yeah.
Yeah. It was really wild though. But yeah, like especially during this time, because this is like whenever I was kind of like blowing up on TikTok, that we had just not crossed paths or even like had a chance to even say hello. It was so weird. We just kept orbiting each other like near misses. So crazy.
Yeah, I suppose now's a good time to bring up that I'm a weirdo, and I've named one of my roosters after Dusty. That's Ganon the rooster.
Ganon the rooster.
Yep. There's a laugh for the internet.
My mom has a bunch of roosters. She has the like the ones that look furry, like the Silkies. Yeah. She sells their eggs. She's over in North Carolina, so not too terrible far from Dusty.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I can stop by and say hello sometime, but I don't know whenever I'm going to be in Georgia.
Yeah. I've got friends out that way. I keep being like, come visit. And I'm like, maybe. Right, sure.
Long way from home.
Yeah. It's hard enough going to like New Jersey every year for Dark Forest Fest. Georgia, Jesus Christ.
At least it's going to be warm.
That is true. Maybe like, this time of year I should go.
Yeah, I want to go, but like at the same time, I'm also like watching like all the weather with like anxiety. Is like with the next cold snap. I hate driving in, like snowstorms and stuff.
Yeah, we got about 4 inches of snow the other day, and that's about 15 degrees right now.
4 inches.
Last week it was like 40 degrees, so this is some bullshit.
Yeah, it's like been like around like 35 to 40 over here, but like I'm like, I don't know. I feel like as soon as I'm gonna get comfortable, it's just gonna like immediately just turn off to like -20 again.
Oh yeah.
It's like as soon as I step outside, this isn't too bad. Just immediately just like starts dumping snow.
I know. We had a brown Christmas. What the fuck is this shit now? You're late.
Yeah, I'm amazed right now. Like we were just as cold as it was, like this little like warm spell that we've got right now. It's just like, how long is this going to last before it just turns off completely inhospitable? Because like for about a week, like if you stood outside for like more than 30 minutes, you were gonna get frostbite.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not so bad here, but I've got friends up in Canada, and they said it was -30 up there. One of them had to walk an hour to work in -30 degrees, and I'm like, how'd your nose not fucking fall off?
You got turned into a snowman.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, that is too much for me. I would just literally just be like, nah, screw this. I'm not coming out of my house for the duration of the winter.
Yeah, pretty much.
I cannot stand cold weather. I don't know how I've made it here in the Midwest as long as I have, because it's like half of the year is just inhospitable out here.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even have a fall. We just have like winter and summer.
Oh, that's depressing. I need all 4 seasons.
No, we don't get those. Like you'll get like maybe like a week of where it's kind of like in between.
Mm-hmm.
It just like goes right back to just like a light switch. It's cold, hot, cold, hot.
Oh.
That's why we get so many storms.
Yeah.
But rumor has it the only reason why we haven't had a storm wipe us out here is because the arch in St. Louis controls the weather. It's a big joke here in St. Louis.
I mean,
Protects us.
I mean, it could maybe at least a little bit. I don't know. All I know is where I'm from, we used to have some train tracks out back with like massive electrical poles, and lightning would hit those poles and like circle the storms back around like 3 times. So
the joke is that storms come to St. Louis and the arch parts them, so they go. No weather can withstand the arch.
That's funny.
The arch defies them.
That's funny.
Yep.
All right, we're rambling on about the weather. We should probably hop off here.
Hey, it's red lorry, yellow lorry. Talk about the weather.
Yep. All right, you're welcome to hang out after the credits roll, but don't feel pressured to.
All right.
All right. Bye, people.